If you're not familiar, Jared Keeso, the creator of Letterkenny, has kind of returned with a little spin-off here of a character that he used in Letterkenny named Shoresy, and that's the whole series. It's a little more about hockey, and if you haven't watched it yet, you should go do that now. It's available exclusively on Crave, and we're going to be talking to some of the cast members after every 2 episodes of the first season. There are going to be spoilers in this, so if you haven't watched it, go watch it.
There's a lot of cameras happening in here.
Yeah,
Can't miss a beat.
There's a wide and then one for everybody, so...
One for everybody.
Okay, well, we're here. We're back for the Shoresy postgame show. We're back after episodes 5 and 6. So we saw the season finale. Pretty emotional end there. If you haven't seen the episodes yet, make sure to go to Crave. You can watch all 6 episodes from the first season. Hopefully, maybe a second season soon. We keep saying that. I don't know. We'll see. But today we have with us Harlan and Tassia.
Yes.
That's Nat and Sanguinet in the show. So thank you so much for joining us.
I'm kind of starstruck right now. Watching you guys in the show is so great. So much passion in the show.
Yeah.
The owner.
Yes.
Sanger as I guess you're the coach.
Yeah.
No, he's the coach. Don't do him like that.
Respect.
Yeah.
You're a player's coach, and I respect that.
Yeah.
What?
Here we go now.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah,
you
Sanger, you're going.
You gotta stop taking so much though from Shoresy. You gotta put that guy in his place.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's pretty. It's fun. It's actually funny too because I'm obviously taller than Jared Keeso, so like when he's bringing Sanger down, talking all this to him, he has to look up at me. He has to stare up.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So it balances it out.
That's so endearing.
Yeah, it's great.
Well,
Yeah.
You put on the 69, and sometimes you just kind of lose control of yourself. So I think you've been doing a good job, keeping him in his place.
Whereas,
kind of.
And he helps me helps Sanger come out of his shell too.
True.
So it's
True.
works both ways, yin and yang.
Good.
100%. And I feel like you're saying you gotta stand up to him or whatever, but I feel like that's the whole arc of the season, right? Sanger, You're finding your way. You kind of find your place as the coach, and you put out some great performances there, and then obviously I feel like we really peaked at those final couple episodes. They talk about Shoresy's always gonna cry in the show. I feel like I was gonna cry.
The ending, right?
Yeah.
The ending is so good. The song they chose,
Yeah.
True Love.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. The music in the whole show is great.
Yeah. Isn't it
All
awesome?
of
They
it.
did
Soundtrack
such a
is
good,
deadly.
Honestly, I forget which song it was at the beginning. I think it's when you're getting the squeaker in the pool, or the squeezer. Squeaker. Squeezer. Sorry. It's in the pool. I forget the song that it was, but I Shazammed a couple songs during it, and obviously I just remember that song because of what was going on in the scene. It was pretty crazy opening scene to the show.
Yeah. But it was fun.
Also, Harlan, I love it. To start before we started filming, I was like, "Hey man, I'm Jesse." You're like, "Hey, I'm Sanger."
I'm Sanger.
That's a method actor.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, always a character.
We actually would all call each other by our character's name.
Yeah.
You were Sanger.
I was Sanger. That's
Filming.
great. Yeah.
I was Nat. It was just a part of.
Yeah, it was actually hard, to change that from Nat to Tassia or Tass. It's
Yeah.
we're all just one and the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, well, is that what you would your friends call you, Tass?
Yeah. Definitely.
There we
yeah.
go. That's I feel like
We're
that's
friends
very,
now.
Mm-hmm.
We're.
Oh God.
There we go.
Yeah,
Here
I'm
we go
honored.
now.
But I feel like that's also very, very hockey, very Shoresy of you. The short formed nickname
Totally.
and everything.
Yeah.
It fits very well. So,
Yeah.
But guys, we got to find out a little bit more about your experience. We've heard from a couple other the guests on the show about just what a great experience it was filming and how kind of quickly everybody came together. Was that kind of similar experience for you? Was the cast really tight? And obviously, we've talked to a lot of the players so far, but you guys are more management. Is it a little different?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, we
different.
keep those players at bay.
Yeah.
We don't mingle. No. No.
Sluts.
Yeah.
I try. Well,
Yeah.
Sanger tries to, but that's when he needs the help from Shoresy to really.
There you
Hey,
go.
boys, let's go. Come on.
Don't you love how Michael's arc through the season too? The scene where he comes into Pepe Panini's and he's like, "Can I come sit with you guys?" and stuff like that. I'm like, "Oh, Michael, you're so sweet. I love you." But yeah, we were all really, really tight.
It happened so fast.
Yeah, it happened
the first
so
meet and greet,
fast.
everyone was just vibing like how we are now.
Yeah.
There was no professional. Hey, I'm Harlan Kaiser.
Yeah.
Pleasure
Yeah.
to meet you.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael's also just a great guy off camera. Ryan's a beauty.
Yeah, he came
Yeah.
in. He was in our last episode actually.
Yeah.
You know, he told us if we found out he wasn't a real goalie, but he did play some pretty competitive hockey. But he looked good between the pipes out there. This is our first these couple episodes. Our first time seeing him between the pipes.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Impressive stuff.
Kind of got lit up in the last game, but like you guys, you're on too many shots.
But the Sioux, they're
Sioux
just so
are
good.
so good.
They're
So good.
Sioux are so good.
I was surprised to see the Sioux with the with full like mirrored visors in the show. You know, like I feel like that's well, I guess like because
Respect.
that's I guess Shoresy did that in
Letterkenny.
the
Yeah.
Letterkenny. Yeah, he was fully
Maybe like a
tinted visor.
payback to an homage.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
It's a nice little kind of just shout out.
Hey, Shamrocks.
Were you guys big fans of kind of Letterkenny before
yeah.
coming on this?
Yeah, I actually started watching Shoresy on YouTube for his Best of Shoresy compilation, and then I started watching Letterkenny after that.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come true right there.
Oh, for real. Now he's playing his best friend.
Totally.
That's what's up.
Totally.
In real life too, you and Jared.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jared Nat, tight.
Listen, like that some of the lines in the show, I've never even heard of them, and you must have a very difficult time not cracking up. Am I right? You must just be howling during these scenes.
It is
Totally.
difficult. Like,
There's just those like standoffs where you're just like looking at like there's like it's almost like your like cheeks are trembling and you're just trying to like hold for them to say cut so you can just like
and then it just
release.
breaks.
But
Yeah.
It's like 5 to 10 takes, especially with the hard scenes.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not even just like the little thing, like it's the little like little thing like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
so,
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I messed that up, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, like the scene when you go to the board. It's just like I don't know how you do that with a straight face. Impressive.
That was actually a really hard one. Like
Yeah.
it was so perfectly balanced. And I love like the big space between the girls and the board, you know, the council and yeah, I mean, you just crack up. You just laugh. You're like just hoping that they're going to edit
Yeah.
peacefully around it. You know?
Those have to be some of the craziest lines you've ever had to say as an actor. For like when they're coming over, they're like, "Do you remember what your mom said in the paper?" Like
Yeah,
all these
yeah,
things. They're
yeah.
just coming with the
Yeah.
craziest lines.
Yes. When I read that, I remember thinking to myself, like, how am I going to
Excuse me, guys.
make this...
Sorry, I thought I had to sneeze for a second.
Get it out, girl.
Sorry for interrupting. Yeah. The dust.
No, but to your point, I read the lines and I was like, how am I going to make this work? How am I going to make this work? And I think it's pretty brilliant that the girls chirp each other as well.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's great balance that like no one's safe in this world. Like everyone gets chirped, everyone participates in this camaraderie and this way of speech, and it was just really, really fun and really wild. But yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, is that? I think the. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it actually was probably the craziest lines I've ever had to say.
Yeah, like I don't know. There's so many. The ones that really stuck out, not from that scene in particular, but the one that really stood out to me from these couple of episodes was somebody said, what was it? Canada's Wonderland diaper disposal.
Oh, yeah.
Or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Just that's a grim picture right there in your mind.
Yes.
Just like, oh.
Totally.
Going to Canada's Wonderland in like 2 weeks, not a big deal.
Really?
Just saying, yeah.
Cool.
One of the buddies from Winnipeg always comes, and Canada's Wonderland is underrated. I'm just saying.
I haven't been there since I was a kid.
See?
I'd come. Let's go.
Let's go.
I
We'll
think-
wear hockey equipment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Great time. Great time. Well, you only need it for the wooden roller coaster because like you could literally get a concussion. On that ride.
Just the head just
It's
banging
like
back and forth.
slivers in your ass, and like your head is just all. Oh, it's not good.
I might sit that one out.
Yeah, I don't trust,
Maybe-
I don't
maybe
trust
we-
roller coasters.
You don't mess with roller coasters?
Really?
No.
Come on, Sanger.
Yeah, come on, Sanger. We're gonna have to.
So
take
Harlan
on
Sanger,
Sanger,
Give your balls a tongue and get on the damn roller coaster. Okay.
Oh, it's gonna take a lot of convincing for sure.
A hard tug.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever been to Canada's Wonderland?
It's like
Perfect.
the most, like the closest I guess is like West Edmonton Mall for me.
Okay, yeah.
Galaxyland, yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
We went there for like a hockey road trip actually because we did like Edmonton and Calgary and then
Okay.
I don't know. You'd never been there, had you?
I've been there.
Oh, you had.
That's
okay.
like the thing to do when you're from Winnipeg. You make the 24-hour drive to Edmonton. You like,
That's the thing to do.
You hook up your N64 in the car for the drive there.
Hey.
What?
Watch a couple of seasons of The Simpsons. That's how we entertained ourselves as kids.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's how he entertains himself now.
Pretty
too.
standard.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Like,
some things
what?
don't change. Some things don't change.
Do you, so obviously, so you're from Saskatchewan, you're from Toronto, right?
I was born in Toronto, but I went to high school in Vancouver, so I feel like those are the formative years of one's life. And so, yeah, I spent most of my life in Vancouver.
Okay, so you identify more with like if someone said where are you from, would you say Vancouver?
I would say Vancouver, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wow. That's cool. You have
Though
kind
I
of
feel my soul is from Toronto. Like my whole family still lives here. When I come back to Toronto, I'm always like, ooh, you know.
Yeah.
It's nice to be back, even though I was 5 when I left.
Toronto, Vancouver, and LA.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Montreal as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like you just need to live in New York for like a year or something, and then
you got all the best.
Well.
Yeah,
there you go.
There
Wow.
you go.
Yeah. Checking them all off.
I'm coming back.
And Sanger, you still live in Saskatchewan?
Yeah, I'm from Maquisagagan First Nations. I still live on reserve and plan on staying on reserve.
I love
Good
that.
man. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. The like even in the show, I love that there's such a good Indigenous like representation in the show. Was that kind of cool? Like obviously, in other kind of things you've acted in, have you had experience with like a large Indigenous kind of community?
Actually, yeah, my first gig ever was a TV show called Tribal, based out of Calgary. It's about like tribal police. They're Indigenous, and I got to like represent a pretty important story, like not just for like tribal, but like actual real life situations.
Yeah.
And so like yeah, I already got to feel that like environment and energy of other Indigenous, working with other Indigenous actors, which is awesome, just awesome.
100%. We were even saying in the last episode, it's just so I feel like part of the I think appeal to a lot of people for kind of Letterkenny and Shoresy and things like that is that they try to represent some maybe communities in Canada specifically that are maybe more underrepresented in bigger media and kind of whether that be small towns or even I know this one there's a lot of French Canadian representation in there too,
totally.
Which is great.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Sudbury itself is like almost a character in the show. How many times have we
pretty
referred
much.
to some of the establishments and like
Yeah.
the institutions and restaurants and that kind of stuff? It's great.
Well, and
We love Sudbury.
yeah, we went for Nick Foligno's charity tournament a couple
lovely.
years back, and it was a great time. And we were in the Wolves rink and everything.
Yeah.
So I loved even because and it makes sense where you still have all the Wolves kind of stuff up there, right? In the show, and it makes sense because like that would be the thing for the no show. But
For the no show.
yeah,
No show.
So good.
you know, playing in someone else's barn or whatever. It's a good time. Even you were saying because like you go to obviously a lot of the local establishments are in the show, and then did you end up spending a lot of time like around in those same places when you're in Sudbury?
They were just right there by the hotel. Like
Yeah.
the Radisson. They were just like 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
Pepe Panini.
Yeah.
Colston was actually a little bit of a drive, but
Yeah, I mean, it was all pretty walkable.
yeah, it was all
Laughing,
walkable for sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
not that you'd want to because there was so much snow on the ground when you were filming.
Slush.
Yeah, so, you know.
Sounds like Winnipeg. Does Sudbury have like the world's biggest nickel?
Yeah. What?
Sure does.
Yeah. Is that a question? Like, what do you mean?
I forgot.
I love that was just a memory that landed right now. You're like, wait a sec.
Yeah.
There's
it does.
There's a line in the show at some point where he, I think Shoresy says something
If
like,
I had a big Sudbury nickel for every time like a guy said Nat's a sniper.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd have a spot.
Sorry.
Not it.
There were so many absurd lines in the show, and that one just must have slipped my mind.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can't forget the big nickel.
I
It's
know.
the big
I
nickel.
know. I know.
Yeah. We did. Some people did. Did you go see it?
No.
Ah.
That's when I went on that hike and got stranded for 4 hours and Claudia and I.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
couldn't find like there was for some reason there was just a backup with the taxis, and so like we were on this hike in the forest. Come out, guys, like we'll be there in 30 minutes. An hour goes by, and then we're just out there freezing. Toes are freezing, and everyone's having a good time. We're just in the snow trying to survive.
Yeah.
That can be a season next time. You know?
Oh, yeah.
That's the coach doesn't show up to the game.
Yeah.
He's like lost in the forest.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, like, and you guys don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but like, it seems like there's some romances going on in the show, or that are about to happen in the show.
Yep.
Any romances like outside of the show? You guys don't have to answer. I just wanted to see your reactions.
We're gonna keep that one in the vault.
Next.
We'll
Dot,
tell you.
All right. Just wanted to get a reaction. So, can we talk about Terry Ryan for a second?
Oh, let's do it. Let's go.
That guy's an absolute catch.
Yes, it sure is. 100%.
Any funny Terry stories while you were
only funny Terry
only
stories.
yes. Any specific.
Oh my
Terry.
gosh.
The arena or no?
Where we could be at the arena, we could be at the hotel, we could be at Max's. I mean, he is a beauty.
Oh,
It's kind of trippy. It always feels like he just jumps in the middle of a story or something. And I'm just like, whoa, where did we begin again?
Yeah, I remember. Were you there when we were at Max's? Because we had to keep it pretty contained because we were filming and we wanted to stay safe for filming practices.
Keep our own little
We
bubble.
basically always went to Max's, so that was like the place to be. It was like the one place that we would all go. And this one time, like Terry was just standing there and he's just like doing this big dance and he just slowly starts like ripping his. Someone was like, "Take your shirt off" or something like that.
I told
was
that.
you.
I was going to told him to take his shirt off.
And he didn't just take it off; he ripped it off.
And he poured beer.
Yeah. I was like, oh yeah. And I was just like, you are such a beauty.
We gotta go now, Terry.
Yeah.
The ultimate hockey guy.
Oh yeah.
Look at him.
Totally.
Tails for
Great.
TR. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, I know. and his book that
Oh yeah, let's give it a shout out. Yeah, another
the
one.
seventh
Where
shout
is
out.
it? Is it not?
No, we don't got it. Yeah, you should have brought one.
You'd think you would have planted one in here somewhere.
Yeah,
All the shout outs.
Terry next time. But,
Yeah,
Terry.
Absolute beauty.
Beauty.
Yeah,
Certified.
I do have. So I have one other question about some of the behind the scenes stuff because I've heard a rumor and I haven't gotten any confirmation yet from any of the other people. But I heard a rumor that Jared pulled out a tooth for this show.
I heard that too.
I heard that too.
But I don't know if he probably did.
Do you know the answer to that?
Nope.
There we go. Okay, it's one of the unanswered questions. Maybe
It'll never be answered.
It'll just float around in the ether.
It's part of Shoresy lore now.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
there we go. There we go.
Maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. What was it like working with Jared as kind of obviously he's
It was
massive
great.
part of
Like
this.
it wasn't even like he knew us. Like, hey Tass, hey Harlan, how's it going? It's like even the crew behind the scenes. Like every single person, like 20 people, he'd stop and have a conversation with every single one of them. Getting everyone involved.
Yeah.
Getting the environment up there, the levels, and just totally 100% awesome.
He's just such a true beauty. Like it's inspiring to work with him.
Oh, for
just
sure.
watching how he works and how he pulls everybody together and
And just how quick he is with
yeah.
dialogue. Like,
Yeah.
it'd be like things like we do a next take. He'd be like, hey, let's try this. Let's do this. And I'd be like, okay, let's try it.
Yeah.
And most of it ended up being in the show, which is great.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Well, I was gonna actually ask that. Is it something where because obviously it's so fast paced, a lot of the dialogue. Do you find is it very scripted? Is there some room for improv? Like how
There's
does
definitely
that
room
balance
for
go?
improv.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we would like practice or rehearse what was on the script, and then like I said, we would just someone would be like, hey, try this, you two, or
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of improv and like ad lib, which is felt good. Being creative, the freedom.
Yeah. Sometimes that feels the most natural, right?
Oh yeah,
Totally.
yeah, being natural. Yeah.
Totally. And that lifts the comedy too. I mean, like when you read the episodes, when you read the script, you can see and feel and hear the characters and you cannot like feel the comedic build up to each moment and stuff like that. And that very much like lives on set and helps, to it helps you as an actor, but like there's always a little wiggle room, where you get to like try a little something. Like Dolo, for instance, was like so good because he was just speaking in French the whole time. So like, anyone who would speak who understands French, I was like sitting there listening to him, and I was just off camera like cracking up because he would just switch it up and change things up here and there. So it was kind of like muttering, in French and little things.
Yeah. I got to say one French word in the show.
Ooh.
What was it? I don't
18.
remember. There we go.
Hey.
I remember that.
It's a Costco pack, so 18.
With these weed, is that a
18?
number?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on.
Come on.
You didn't take French class or what?
Only Hebrew, buddy.
That's what they teach in Winnipeg?
Yeah. That's what they teach at Jewish schools in Winnipeg.
I got to choose. It was Spanish or French.
I stopped
Really?
learning taking French in like grade 7. My mom's from Montreal too. Pretty pathetic. What's up with like the cousins who were in that crowd?
Oh man.
Like the two are the
Cousins.
The
Corey and Liam?
No, not the young hockey players, the brothers.
Oh.
Do they give them like
Apologetti?
season?
Yeah,
Do they give them
Apologetti.
season tickets?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the
Apologetti
Apologetti brothers. That was Can't
It was hard
imagine.
on set.
What's like? But like, I think I just like missed it. Like, what's their deal? Like,
Honestly,
why are they? At the
I don't know. I even asked the actors too. Like, did Jared and them give you guys like pointers on how to do this? And they're like, just like do faces. After you actually
Keep
do
the
a face,
faces,
keep the
yeah.
face.
But what's the point in having them there?
They're
Like,
tough guys. Like they're
the-
supposed to be like psychos, basically.
Yeah, the Polichetti family.
But are they gonna play for the team or?
No, we
No,
call
they're-
on them to be our muscle.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
intimidated the people who held up the
studs.
Yeah, the studs.
Oh.
at the last
Bill and
game.
his buddies.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
then made them put on like turkey
Turkey.
outfits and
Yeah,
stuff
remember-
like that.
Yes,
You missed this all
yes,
far.
yes. Listen. I was absolutely exhausted, dressed like a statue for an entire day at Maple Leaf Square. I was tired, and I went home and I watched the episodes. And anyways, that's a story for another time. You're probably very confused.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear that story though.
Yes.
There's
It was
yeah,
crazy.
it's there's a video out of it of him just entirely
And where were
sober
you?
and
you just-
I
Right
was
here.
yeah, I was right here because he went there. Well, you can still see some of the silver
Oh my
on
gosh.
him. Like,
Yeah.
It's a part of you now.
yeah.
Yes. I look like the Tin Man for sure.
Guy's got no heart.
Buddy. All heart. All heart, no hands.
Tin Man was not a hockey player. But either way, guys, I thank you so much for joining us for the Shoresy post game show. Like we said, if you haven't watched it, there's a lot of spoilers in here, so probably you shouldn't have
Hop
watched
on
this.
it.
We'll give an alert at the beginning too, like with text.
Yeah,
Yes.
With, like,
That
flashes
always
on it.
works.
Yeah. You gotta do it.
100%. But thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you again sometime in the future.
Thank you for having us. I wasn't sure if you were supposed to I'm like, do I look at the camera?
You can
Because
do
you
whatever.
were like referring to it, and I was like,
He was just saying,
looking
Yeah, me
these
too.
balls.
Anything's fine.